for the NBA. We just started. We see that the week has been pretty good for a lot of teams. Big Perk came out with a list of players that got a lot to prove. And if you look at that list, is all of them have something to prove for the season. We know what's going on with Zion and his health. We know what's going on with John Morant, obviously with his off the court issues and crime and law issues. And then you got Damian Lillard, who had the big trade this summer, and he has a lot to prove. It also came out he has some personal issues that might even make him push even further in his game. You got Evan Mobley over there in Cleveland, and you got Paul George, who's been getting a lot of back and forth flack with all these NBA players, kind of taking shots at him because he hasn't been playing a lot. Him and Kawhi and all the players that have been doing like the low management throughout these few seasons that has been really, really popular to do it. He's been the lead, the face of it, him and his teammate Kawhi Leonard. He's got a lot to prove. And of course, him and Devin Booker, we know this summer, had that big, big exchange of, who's better and all that stuff. They was going at it pretty good. But he said he's going to be bully season this year. So, John Morant, he's got a lot to prove once he comes back from that suspension. Zion, man, this is my guy that I thought was going to be the face of the league. Honestly, I thought nobody was going to be able to stop this guy. And his team is doing very well right now. Actually, they're winning, but he still has to prove individually that he can stay on there. Dame Lillard with his issues with the team, Portland. And of course, he got his personal issues where he's moving on with his life and separating from his wife. So he has a lot to prove so that he can start afresh and anew and continue to be the star that he is over there in Milwaukee. Evan Mobley to take that step and push Cleveland on to their next step. But my list, I got a few other people on my list that I thought is very, very, likely to have a, revenge season. And here we go right here. We're gonna pull it up. There we go. Drew Holiday. You see him in the middle of my picture right there. He got a lot to prove. Revenge season for him. Jordan Poole. You see him right there also in the middle. He got the beats put on him from Draymond Green, and he felt disrespected since he got traded from Golden State like he was the future. Now he's over there in Washington. I feel like he got a revenge season along the way as well. We got Tyler Hero over there in the background. See him. He's got a revenge season, I feel, as well. All the trade rumors and talks that he had towards him was kind of disrespectful. And I think that he has a revenge season in him as well. Malcolm Brogdon, his health definitely prohibited him from helping Boston last year, but he's been in a lot of trade talks throughout the off season. Like they didn't give him respect on his name, and I feel like he has a lot to prove as he goes into Portland and gets his health back together. Hopefully, he's healthy, and of course, his teammate over in that corner, he said he was going to put it on him this year. We gonna see. Right now, I don't see him going crazy, but he do have a lot to prove to show that he's worth the money. It wasn't him causing the problems out there in Phoenix. He needs to go out there and show in Portland that he can be the star that they need, the big fella that they need, and he's adaptable and become a number one option, even or just at least a number two, a solid number two in this league. And of course, my guy over here, Cade Cunningham, the number one draft pick a few years back for the Pistons, and he's got a lot to prove this year from his injury. He didn't play last year, pretty much. He also came out and said that he wants to push the Pistons past their limits. They got a projected losing a ton of games this year. He already said he wants to push them to the playoffs and get them into the championship conversation. And if you look at their depth and their roster as far as the youth in the future, they have a bright future, but he wants to get it popping now. And he's got a revenge season on tour this year as well. But what do you guys think about the list? Look at what you think about Big Perk's list, what you think about my list.